Philko here. Got this little pimple right there. Doing my thing as I usually do. And today I'm going to talk about why I think hate crime laws are so lame. And why I think a lot of them exist in the first place. Um, and I know a lot of people won't agree. I basically only make videos that I know people disagree with. And I'm not saying it because I want people to disagree. I'm saying it because I want people to, well, one, because I really believe in what I'm saying. And two, I want people to be able to think outside of the box as well. Maybe you've even had some of these thoughts, but maybe because it's not normal or, other people don't think it, you will probably never say it out loud. And you probably think no one will agree with you. Well, then that's me right here. And that's why I make these videos. So, hate crime laws are whack. I would say at least 90% of them are just garbage. And I think the reason a lot of these hate crime laws exist are for political gain. It's not really about protecting or caring about the people. It's about political gain. Most countries don't really care that much about their people when it comes to the laws. Like, for example, how many people die from cigarettes and it's still legal to sell in your country? Like, it's ridiculous how many people die from cigarette smoke. Like, literally ridiculous. How many people die from alcohol consumption when it comes to drinking and driving and cancer related illnesses due to alcohol and especially cigarettes, and it's still sold a lot, so I don't think people really care about the individuals so much, especially when it comes to health, because doctors in the healthcare system, they make a lot of money, so I don't think they care anyway, because your unhealthy ass helps them to get rich. That's just how that works. So, but the thing when it comes to hate crime laws, I think that's mostly political stuff. So let's look at the history of things that you've heard of. So there were times there was like some president, I forgot who it was, in the 50s or something. Remember this dude was like segregation now, segregation yesterday, segregation now, segregation tomorrow, and everyone's like clapping and cheering. That wasn't that long ago. There's some people who's alive now that remembers that. You know what I mean? And at that time, that was, whether that presidential candidate or president believed it or not, that was what he felt or his camp felt he should have said to get more votes at that time. That's how I see it. So maybe he did or didn't believe in segregation forever, but that is what they felt should have been said for him to get the votes or to get more approval ratings. That's how I see it. And I see it as the same thing with a lot of these hate crime laws today. Like, they will straight up pick anything that goes wrong and say, because this went wrong, we're going to make a law against it, which is ridiculously stupid. It's like, these laws do nothing to me but separate us further. It's ridiculous. If you're gay and someone does something to you because you're gay, that person's going to get more time because it's a hate crime. But if he does something to you because he had a bad day, he's not going to get extra time. The way I see it is, all of it's a hate crime. All of it should be considered a hate crime. If you do anything to an individual unprovoked in any way, that's a hate crime. Why does it have to be because of your race? Why does it have to be because of your gender? Why does it matter? He's killing or doing something bad to somebody for no reason at all. Unprovoked. And what I mean by unprovoked is, there's some situations out there where I see people doing things and I don't even think they should go to jail for it. Like, straight up and down. Like, when two dudes have a fist fight, they got a disagreement over a girl or a parking space. They're like, let's go. And they both agree to fight and they fight. I personally don't feel they should go to prison. Maybe get a fine for public rowdiness or something. But I don't think they should go to jail or anything, or be arrested for assault. They agreed to fight. They put their hand. They both like, let's go. They both like mutual combat kind of thing. But when you're attacking somebody, especially with a weapon or something, for whatever reason in the world, and they did nothing to provoke it, they're not forcing you to defend yourself, whether you're a Klan member, whether you're a Crip, whether you're having a bad day, whether your girlfriend just left you. To me, it's all the same thing. You shouldn't get more time for hurting somebody because there's something. It's just ridiculous. It's this what it does. These laws, and the reason why I think they're a political thing is because politics, they're really good at getting at your emotions, just like the news. Humans are naturally bad at statistics. Like, we're terrible at it. Probabilities and stuff, we're terrible at it. Like, humans will literally say things like this, like, um, will literally say something like this. I'm a Christian because what if you're wrong? Like, I'm a Christian and you're not a Christian, you should be, because what if you're wrong? And in that person's mind, they actually think that being a Christian is the only other option in their head to anything else. Is either Christianity or nothing. This person doesn't realize there's been at least 10,000 other religions that are completely different than Christianity. And not only 10,000 other religions, millions of other religions that haven't even been made yet that are also a possibility. And actually an infinite number. That shows the lack of thinking in human beings. We're not good with statistics when it comes to our feelings. When it comes to our feelings, most of the time, statistics cut off. Like, I don't care. I don't feel blah, blah, blah. That makes no goddamn sense. If you say being an atheist is bad because if you're wrong, you go to hell, that is literally dumb as fuck. Considering the billion other possibilities of things that can happen after you die. The billions and trillions of other possibilities. Let alone the one that's most evident is nothing happens just like before you were born. Remember that? Exactly. Same shit, except this is after. But humans don't think like that when their emotions are involved. And that's how these laws work. They could spread, like, even some of the most terrible things in the world, like Emmett Till. That was a terrible situation. It was disgusting. It was messed up. It was crazy. Like, there's nothing good to say about that. Like, everything about it was terrible. But as human beings, if we're trying to be logical, we cannot let things like that. Why is it saying that? Can you guys like leave a comment? It keeps telling me, welcome to live chat. Remember to guard your privacy. I don't know if you guys can talk to me or not. Let me see. Oh, what I do? Okay. Oh my God. God damn it. All right, hold on. I don't want green screen. Oh my God. I don't want. Okay, there we go. I don't know if you guys can leave comments. I don't want to highlight. Damn, I think my comments are off. I hope not. I definitely want to see comments. Let me see something. Community moderation. Live chat's on. Oh, y'all niggas just ain't talking. All right. Just making sure. I thought, okay, what's up? I thought it was off. I got scared for a second. So, like, the Emmett Till thing was terrible. Now, a law like that can get at people's emotions. A situation like that can get at people's emotions easily and convince them to change the law based on that one crime. Now, at that time, that was different. I forgot what year that was, but racism was even a political tool. That was different. That was crazy different. But I understand how a crime like that can affect people emotionally and make them want to change laws based on that. I get it. Because there were even laws that support, straight up and down racism. Now, in today's day, if something like that were to happen, the same exact thing were to happen, I would not agree if they tried to change a law based on that. Reason being is when you look at statistically, when you look at the crimes that are committed more often than not, or more often than others, it almost has nothing to do with white on black racial violent crime. It's not even up there in one of any of the top list of violent crimes in America. It's not. It isn't. The news makes you think so because people look at the news as this is what's happening. And then they take that into statistics. Like, I saw 3 white officer on black civilian crimes this month on the news. This happens a lot. That's not logical thinking. What you saw were the 3 stories those news channels chose to report on. They're choosing to report on these things. That doesn't mean that's what happens a lot. They're picking these stories to talk about. They're not going to talk about the times, most likely, they're not going to talk about the times where it was a black officer, white person. They're not talking about all the times there was a white officer and white person. They're not talking about it. They're picking the ones they know that will get at your emotions and keep you watching, to get you in the street protesting. Then you watch more of the news to get more updates. The way the news controls people's emotions and minds is crazy. It'll never work on me because I understand what the news is. It's them talking about what they want to talk about, but that's not all that's happening in the world. So there'll be sometimes there's stories released, and I'm straight up like, why is this national news? Like some random girl no one knows goes missing and it's national news. I'm not talking about child. Like there was some girl, I don't know, some woman, some college girl, she went missing. And I'm like, why is this national news? Like, no one knows this girl. Like, she's not like some, not saying she's not important, but I'm saying, why are they sensationalizing this story? Usually there's a motive behind it. A lot of times a political one too. A lot of times. So you got to watch out for that. Like, I wish I remember her name. I'm like, why is this national news? Like, I couldn't figure that one out. You know what I mean? Would you ever go back to Russia? Nope. I'm good. No more Russia for me. My new page, I don't really talk about that stuff here. What else? Yeah, so I just think hate crime laws are lame. It just like they said on South Park, all it does is separate us and keep us looking at each other as different people instead of the fact that, sure, I mean, we are all different. We are all in our own individual groups, our own mentalities, own sexual preferences, whatever it may be. But the fact is, you don't have to like anybody. Just leave them the fuck alone. Like, I'm gonna say that every video, because it really is that simple. It really is that simple. It really is that simple. Remember, if you don't like somebody, that's your problem. Don't make it their problem. It's that simple. Don't start no shit, won't be no shit. Just leave people alone and we good. Like, it's not that hard. I don't know. Have you guys went your lives without trying to hurt somebody for no reason? Well, keep it up. It's not that hard, right? Some people can't do that. So, what else I want to say about hate crime laws? They're corny. Like, how about we do this? And I know no one's going to agree with me, but statistically, this makes a lot more sense. How about we make a hate crime law called black on black hate crime law? I'd be for that, and I'll tell you why. Because it's the highest statistical probability of murder in the States is black on black. Now, to me, there's a reason to make a strict law against that because it's extremely common. You see, I'm not just picking it because it gets at your emotions. It's extremely common. Black on black murder is the most common form of murder in the United States of America. And I think everyone knows that. It's the most common form of murder, black on black. Now, because it is the most common form, can anyone give me a reason we shouldn't make a law specifically against that? Can anyone give me a reason we shouldn't make a law against that? I mean, it's the most common form of murder. If you're trying to lower the murder rate in your country, you should attack the most common form of it. Like, yeah, Urkel with the glasses, I'll take that. Pause. Why don't we go after the most common form of it? It's literally black on black crime, black on black murder. Why don't we attack that? Wouldn't that make statistical sense? But people don't think with statistics. They think with emotion. They only call it hate crime when it's against certain groups of people. Okay, let's get to that. So, hate crime laws protect, from what I know, minorities like blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, gays, transgenders. Am I missing anything? Asians, I said. That's it, right? It's like race and sexual. Gender, women, like women. I think that's it. Yeah. So to me, and I'll try to explain it again because not all of you are here. Why don't you go along and talk about the giggity stuff on here anymore? You're political. Yeah, no giggity stuff here. Sorry, guys. You guys missed out. It's 2025. So much has changed in 7 years. I'm not even getting into it on here. But anyway, um, all these groups of people are just picked because they get at the emotions of other people. But you're not going to make a hate crime law against glasses wearers. You're not going to make a hate crime law. Oh, and even fat people. I think they're protected by it. They might be. I'm not sure. But they're not going to make hate crime law against losers. To protect losers, I mean. They're not going to make hate crime laws to protect losers. Protect virgins who can't get laid and they get made fun of and beat up. They're not going to do that. Because people don't really care about it that much. It's not going to get at people's emotions that much. It's not. You know what I mean? They're not going to make hate crime laws against people who are minding their business. If you're minding your business going somewhere you get attacked, that's not a hate crime law. So you may say he doesn't hate him because he's minding his business, but whether he hate him or not, he did something bad to him. So my basic thing is I don't see why it matters that a person does a bad thing if it's random or not. Let me not say random. If it's unprovoked. I don't see why it matters if he did it because they're black, if he did it because they're gay, if he did it because they're trans. The point is he attacked them unprovoked. What's the difference? What's the reason of making a hate crime law for that? Is there like some extremely high number of gays being killed or something? There isn't. Bullshit. Any of these laws you talk about or any of these crime statistics you talk about fail in comparison to black on black murder. Don't come anywhere near what you see in black on black murder. But there's no specific laws targeting that. Statistically, to me, that makes no sense. It just doesn't make sense. It doesn't make any sense. It's the most common form of murder. No one ever once spoke about we're going to make hate crime laws based on black murder. Why not? Can anyone please give me a logical reason why that's a bad idea when it's the most common form of murder by far? Please tell me why there's no hate crime laws against that. And the other ones aren't even that common. This one is extremely common. Please explain it. I would love to just understand the whole need for protecting things that aren't so commonly, first of all, I think like this. A lot of people think like little. I think grand. Pause. If I want to protect a group of people, the first thing I'm going to think is, how do I protect people in general? I'm not just going to say, oh my God, these people are attacked. Because to me, what it seems like when you do something like that, to me, it's stupid because you're saying, don't attack these Asian people because they're Asian. Attack these people over here. They're not protected. Attack these people. They're not protected. How about you make any attack on an innocent person a fucking hate crime? Therefore, you protect everybody with strict punishment. Why are you protecting these little groups? Unless it's some crime epidemic or something, which none of them were. Why are they so protected? I would love for any of you here to please explain to me why there isn't a hate crime law, or why it would be a bad idea to make a hate crime law specifically on black murder, or even black on black assault shootings. And why shouldn't there be? And I'm waiting for somebody to say, because then they'll just attack other people. That's what hate crime laws are basically saying in the first place. Or they're basically saying if you're a racist black person, for example, you want to attack a white person, if you attack him, you better not say it's because he's white, because then you'll get more time. It's ridiculous. You can kill someone and then you get 25 years. But if you kill him and call him a nigger or something, you get what, 45 years? It's ridiculous. You just killed somebody. You should have 45 years in the first place. You should never see daylight again. Unprovoked. You know what I mean? It's crazy, these hate crime laws. It's a joke. It's a joke, bro. It's a joke. To me, it's really just a joke, man. It's incredibly funny. It's embarrassing, but it's politics and emotions. People are just emotional creatures, and they don't like to think. And like I said, we're terrible at statistics. Terrible at it. You know, I'm scared of airplanes, but I know my fear is unwarranted. I know my fear is illogical, but it's just natural. I don't like airplanes. But whenever I'm on it, I always remember the odds of me crashing on this plane is like winning the lottery. And I know I ain't winning no fucking lottery, so why am I so scared on this airplane? And that always helps to calm me down. Always helps to calm me. It's by far the safest mode of transportation is an airplane. By far. By far. And it's funny because we're comfortable in cars. You know how much more often people die in cars than airplanes? Way more often. And it's not that cars are necessarily bad themselves. It's traffic. A lot of people die in cars because of traffic, actually. So, you know, if you are driving a car on an open road and there's no other cars there, the odds of you crashing or dying is like extremely low, like probably as safe as an airplane, or maybe even safer, to be honest. But because of traffic, it makes it really makes it way more dangerous than being in an airplane, and your odds of dying are much higher, much higher, much higher. Like, I don't even know anyone who knows anyone who died in an airplane, but I know people who died in car crashes or getting hit by cars. Scary. Scary. And I hate, sometimes I be in these Ubers and they don't have seatbelts in the back. I hate that shit. But anyway, and then they start driving crazy. It's like, yo, you ain't got no seatbelts. Can you drive like you got some sense? Crazy shit. Yeah, but I'm still waiting for anybody if you can put like the logical sense. If you could say why would it be a bad idea to make a hate crime law against black on black crime. You know, maybe I'm tripping. You guys got fingers you could type. Tell me how I'm tripping. Why would that one be a bad idea when it's the most common form of murder in the United States of America is black on black murder? Why is it a bad idea to have a hate crime law bill specifically against that? Yeah, I just don't see it. Oh, I'm mad. Yeah, you like my art in the background? Doing my thing here, little art. I didn't do it, but whatever. It looks cute. Looks kind of cool. Oh, man. My mouth is dry. All right, you guys think about that. I'm going to go get some water real quick. Because I'm thirsty as fuck. Much better. Oh. Hopefully no ghost came and continued the live. Alright, let's see. Damn, nobody wrote nothing. Alright, anyway. So yeah, that's my opinion on hate crime laws, man. It's lame. and it's political, and that's me burping, man. Straight up and down. That's just how I feel. Uh, I need some more ideas of videos to make, things to talk about. Someone said I'm political. I'm not really political because I don't really think I'm political. Well, okay, no. Well, this is kind of politics. But okay, but I don't take sides in politics. Understand that. Like, you'll never hear me pro Trump, anti this. I just hated Biden. And that had even nothing to do with his politics. Even though his politics were just as bad. But as a person, I didn't like him at all as a president because he shouldn't have been in that position, and it was embarrassing. It was embarrassing. His first of all, his brain could barely function. He was molesting children on TV. It was very embarrassing, and I didn't like it at all. I didn't like it at all. So, other than that, I really don't care about who's president and who's not. They're all going to do some good things, some bad things. Yeah, that's how I feel. Damn, everybody mad quiet. The hell. Hopefully you guys can hear me in this bitch. Jesus, everybody's mad quiet today. Nobody got nothing to say. I've been here for 26 minutes. I'm looking at the... Okay, I got the Urkel joke. See if I missed anything. What's good, Phil? Is this your new page? No, it's not a new page. This is the same page I had for like 8 years. No, more than that, like 10 years. Would you ever go back to Russia? Nope. Let's say if you were saying Russia and Ukraine come to an understanding. Nope. Uncle, what's good? Urkel, what's good, huh? They call it hate crime when it's against people. Philko, why don't you no longer talk about the giggity stuff on here anymore? You political now. I guess I'd get further into that. I don't want to talk about the giggity stuff here, only because I want to keep that stuff with supporters. Subscribers are cool, but I really fuck with supporters. So the giggity stuff is very different now because we agree with your stance. Oh, all right, thanks. But I don't talk about the giggity stuff here because this is free. So I learned that stuff is money, and I keep it where it belongs, behind the paywall. And yeah, that's what I do. And I don't even reveal the paywall here, but I don't know what to say, man. I don't know. I like the way things are. I don't have to advertise it here. Can you not see my post? I didn't see it. You must have said something that was blocked by YouTube because I don't see it. This is the first thing I see from you. I want to see is, can you not see my post? That's it. So if you're saying something, you might be using some forbidden words, or you might be saying, yeah, I think you're using some forbidden words. And when you use forbidden words, it gets blocked. I'll try to don't try to repost it. Just try to say it in a slick way or something. And I got some words here blocked myself, so that I customized blocked. So, like, I don't know if you're trying to say like where I am or what I do now or my business or company, it won't go through. Or something like that. It won't go through. You're just wasting your time. But yeah, just normal stuff. Normal questions, I guess. But Giggity is smart because I didn't even think to block that. I don't want to block Giggity. Giggity's funny. That's actually hilarious. It's fine behind the paywall, Phil. Well, we can ask about old. Yeah, the old stuff, sure. Yeah, you can ask. I got videos up here. You can ask about all that stuff. Hell yeah. The old stuff, Russia and back, you can ask. Absolutely. After Russia, I'm leaving that where it is. But during Russia, sure. I don't care about none of that. I got the Patreon up with my journal that has all the intel in there and like extra footage and all that stuff and the secrets. But here I can give the basics. I don't mind. You guys see the videos. I just uploaded. I did Marry the Booty on the Roof in the boys' underwear. I did Kathy working out. What else did I upload? Yeah, I just got a lot of videos, man. A lot of videos. Oh, and other girl playing pool. Well, I was saying that black on black crime isn't a hate crime because the victim usually wasn't targeted for being black. It's usually for other reasons. But I do agree that hate crime laws are silly. Okay. So I got you. Yes, logically that makes perfect sense. And I agree with you. And that's why I don't like hate crime laws in the first place. So I agree exactly what you're saying. So when a black person kills a black person, it's usually not because they're black, right? Got it. But let's put it like this. When a black person who's a Crip kills a black person who's a Blood, or a black person who's a gangster disciple kills a person uh who's the opposite of a gangster disciple? BD, right? Or something like that. I don't see the difference if it's unprovoked. That's just what I'm saying. I know you guys agree, but I'm just saying I don't see the difference. So I also agree hate crime laws are silly, but we got to target the most common crimes and then go down from there. Once you target the most common crimes and that starts going down, crime's going to go down a lot in general because the most common one is disappearing. That's how it should be focused. I watched that Kate video. Was she with Andre? Kate video. Was she with? Oh wait. I think I know what you're talking about. Kate. The mature woman? Not mature, but you're talking about in Russia? I think you're talking about the lady. The woman like Kate. Hold on. There's only one girl I remember. No, that there might be two. Cause what's popping in my head. Uh, I still be thinking about Gabby. She was different. Yeah, Gabby is still active, like physically. She's doing yoga now. Oh shit! I should pay her to make some lessons. Oh, I didn't even think of that. Oh hell yeah! Yo, you just gave me an idea. Shout out to you. Um, you Tim J. Yeah. Okay. I don't want to get into Andre's business like that because I don't talk about other men's business. But let's just say Kate was a cool woman. She was the oldest woman in the house, and she's nice. She was awesome. The one girl I always remember is Lena. Oh, I'll never forget Lena. I already know the story of how you guys fell out. The fallout wasn't that bad, but I just don't trust people, and I don't like people. No, I don't. I don't. I wish I did. I'm not going to even say that name because I'd get in trouble. But yeah, that one. That's the one name I can't say out loud. I'll get in trouble. But yeah, I miss that. Uh, I wouldn't mind knowing what's up with her and stuff if I could. Yeah, I need the giggity guys sometimes, Phil. Well, actually, this ain't the giggity stuff. You guys are just old school Philco fans. You ain't the new school Philco fans. New school Philco fans don't ask about that shit. They be like, "Where's AG? Where's R and S?" That's what they're asking about. They're asking about M30 and stuff like that. That's what they're asking about. The new school. That's what they're asking about. You know, they're not asking about none of these girls. This stuff is I mean, all right, look, I'm gonna put it to you guys this way. Since we can just talk normally now, we don't have to talk politics. Like the YouTube game when I was doing it, like the whole passport bro thing that I'm sure a lot of guys are still doing now. I don't consider myself a okay, I was making sure there's nothing bad on my computer. I was watching how bad things happen to change laws, and like something bad happened to this little girl, and it changed the law. And yeah, so I'll just make sure there was no like bad stuff on my laptop going on live. I don't want to lose the channel again. But at that time, I was kind of in the show off, uh, passport bro thing, and I was just doing it not really to look cool, but to get money. You guys, I don't know about other dudes, but like at least for me, my whole career is based off females from the beginning. Like the teaching English, not really, but once I stopped teaching English, all the money I made from 2017 dealt directly with females. Every single dollar, every single dollar, and I haven't. I mean, I've never had a real job, but I never even had a real gig since 2017. Everything's just been making money off of women and somehow making money with women. So it wasn't just for fun, it was business. So I just recently learned to turn that business into something else. But yeah, it was just business. So there were times where I probably looked like the biggest Mac in the world, but it wasn't the case. It wasn't always the case. I wasn't the biggest Mac. There were nights where I was straight up alone when no girls would come over. People would probably think that never happened to me. Oh, it happened. There were nights where, okay, but to be honest, there were nights where I'd be alone, but I'd have options. But the thing is, I think I either had an ego or I just hate partying, or it's a combination of the two. Because I don't like partying. Like, I don't like going out, getting drunk, and I don't like that shit. So a lot of times I could see a girl, be like, hey, just come over to my place. She'd be like, no, come out with me to this place or whatever. We go to your place after. I almost always said no. Almost always said no. And now that I look back at it, it's kind of like I was a little big headed and a little boring. Cause like all I'd ever want to do with the girl is come over to my place. Like that's it. I don't want to do nothing else. Cause I don't want to go anywhere. But now with what I do, it's perfect. But back then, it just looked kind of like, who does he think he is, kind of a thing. I didn't really realize it then, but that was definitely the case. I was just kind of stuck up and stiff. I don't know. You're definitely the first and the bravest, Phil. Whatever the way before was a turn. I heard numerous people say that, but I don't know. I think there was. I'm trying to think who I remember doing this before me. Because I started being the passport dude 2012. And I actually started, it wasn't even Russia. For those of you who remember, it was Germany. It was first Austria, but I didn't make any videos there really. But Germany, it was Germany, 2012 in Germany. But then my tour started in Russia and I became popular in 2013. So 2013 really counts. I actually started 2012, but nobody was following me then. 2013 is when I blew up. That was when people started knowing me, and I was in Moscow, Russia, and Russia was more dangerous back then. It's probably a little bad now too since the war, but yeah, Russia was more dangerous back then before the war started, and yeah, I was out there. Yeah, I was out there for real by myself, broke and just enemies and all that shit everywhere. That shit was wild. To this day, I can't believe I did 9 years in Russia. 9 years. I was supposed to do 6 weeks. That was the plan. 6 weeks. I came back 9 years later. 9 years later. 6 weeks turned to 9 years. That is insane. Time is fast as fuck. You guys better enjoy life. How's Jackie Chan? Eddie's doing great. I don't want to talk too much about other men's business, but he's fine. But I'll tell you this, Eddie, when he travels the world, people still recognize him from my videos. That shit is hilarious. They're like, oh, you're from Philko's videos. Still recognize this dude. That's crazy. Yeah, he's doing his thing. Damn, man. The memories. But yeah, I definitely spent too long in Russia. I didn't. I'm gonna tell you right now. I don't regret staying in Russia, but I regret not leaving earlier. Let's put it that way. Because once I started seeing what things were like in other parts of the world, I felt so stupid. Like not stupid. I just felt like, God, I'm missing out. Like for you people who don't travel, you have no idea what you're missing out on. I mean, listen to me. You have no idea what you're missing out on. I gotta make a video. All you dudes, especially when you're in the States, especially if you're single, you have no idea what you're missing out on. Because let me give you an example. In the United States of America, it's way more common to see an attractive man with a woman who's not on his level of attractiveness. Let's say that, for example. So you see a guy who's like an 8, he's with a girl who's like a 6 or a 5. And you kind of get used to that, you know what I mean? But when you move to a place where it's common for you to see a man who is a 5 with a woman who's a 9, and I mean, the man is like a 5 physically and financially, but you're better looking and you make more money just because of where you're from. and that 9 for you is like easy. Just seriously, you just never want to gonna go home. You never want to gonna go home. Never gonna want to go home. However the fuck you say it. Like it's when you start traveling and see this stuff, you will lose your mind. And like I think for every guy, depending on the type of girl you're into, there's a country, or let's say even a region or a city somewhere where there's tons of girls who look the way you like, and they're just normal, ridiculous. You guys gotta, because I did a lot of, I don't want to say a lot of I did some traveling while I was still living in Russia, but I started engaging with these other countries once I left Russia. It's crazy. Rije, oh, she's fine. We talk sometimes. She's still doing her stewardess thing. Mistress, no. We were talking maybe a year ago. People were still bothering her about doing videos with me. You know, but she's cool. She beat up her ex-boyfriend on New Year's one time. I don't know if I told you guys that story. She punched him in the face and had some men come over and, yo, she's a little gangster, man. She beat his ass. I missed it because I was with my fiance and upstairs because Eddie lived downstairs. Me and my wife upstairs. I didn't want to go downstairs with all the craziness because I had a feeling it was going to be craziness. Sure enough, she beats up her boyfriend at the party because he brought other girls to the party and tried to do like a polygamy thing. Got pieced up, straight up fist to face. Straight up fist to face. I wish I had that shit on camera. But that's not the crazy thing that ever happened at a party. This is going to sound crazy, but my favorite thing that happened at a party, and this is going to sound fucked up, was a girl I was with that night. And, you know, after we... Okay, hold on. I want to say, I'm really happy for you and your success. I've been watching you for years. I see that you're doing well online. That's nice, but I don't know what you mean by success if you don't even know what's happening. I don't think you really know what's happening, but all right. I mean, it's true. It's definitely true. I'm definitely in a better financial situation now than I've ever been. Easy. If you follow me, you know what I'm talking about. But other than that, I don't know how you know that, but all right. What was I saying? My favorite party situation was a girl falling out the window. I know you think that's fucked up, but wait, hold on. There's more. My favorite thing was a girl falling out the window. We had a party, and only reason this is funny for me, two reasons. It's funny because one, she was like my girl. They were calling her my girl that night because we giggitied before I left, and because of what I saw the next morning. So I leave the party. Eddie lived on the first floor, so it's not that serious. No, sorry, it was the second floor. Second floor. So it's not that serious. And it was very snowy out. So the girl gets really drunk afterwards. She starts getting belligerent. A girl threatened to beat her up. Out of fear, she jumps out the window. I heard, and she ends up going to the hospital, sprained ankle, all the stuff. I didn't believe anybody. I thought they were full of shit just making this up. So because this next morning I hear about it. I go to the spot where they claim she fell out the window, saw a snow angel, lost my shit. I lost my shit. I could not stop laughing, bro. And of course, there's other footsteps and stuff, drag marks of them. But like the little part that was still a snow angel, yo, I lost it. I'll never forget how hard I was laughing. Like, and in Russia, it's so different than other places. Like, people don't really laugh in public. You know what I mean? They don't really laugh so much in public. It's hard to explain. Like, unlike kids and maybe just girls, but it's not really a thing to like just laugh when you're by yourself or just laugh at things. It's hard to explain because other countries, like people will laugh and maybe even laugh at you, and it's not offense. It's just funny. People having a good time. But in Russia, it's not really like that. Like you can easily offend people with your laugh. You know, and I got used to that. But once I left in other places, laughing is it's just a way to get closer, even when it's at you. You know what I mean? It's just different than in Russia. But anyway, I was dying. I was dying. What up from Alabama? Glad to see you all. Yeah, I'm chilling here. Can I make animated stories to real life stories? I guess. I guess you can. I don't know what I was supposed to say to that. But yeah, that was one of my favorite party moments. Girl jumping out the window. That was awesome. That snow angel had me crying. Pure crying. I'll never forget that. I'll never forget that. Man, that was awesome. I hate snow, but I loved it for that. Because it wasn't like a complete snow angel. All that was still there was like arm, head, and neck, and some of her shoulder. And like the rest was just like dragged away in the drag marks. And yeah, she was in the hospital. I never saw that girl again. I didn't care to. But yeah, I never saw her again. But yo, that was great. Let's see, what are the funny party moments I have? All the times I had to save Andre from getting beat up. Times I had to save Talha from getting beat up. The time I almost fought a guy for, it was Eddie. It was like the first week I met him at this dangerous ass club we used to go to. The guy was mad because the girl was hitting on Eddie. And I was like, go outside with me. We'll talk about it. And he didn't want to go. I remember that. That was lame. Thinking about Latvia for the move, hot snow bunnies. Enjoy yourself. I still remember when you had beef with old Shade Duke Jackson. Yeah, that was back in the day, but he's doing his pro Africa thing. That's cool. Everyone's alive. Everyone's doing well. That is awesome. That is awesome. But one thing that confused me about it was like, I forgot what we were arguing about, but everything we did was planned. I don't know if you guys know that, but it was all planned. Like we literally were texting each other saying, I'm gonna say this, I'm gonna say that. Most of it was planned. When I got real confused is when he started saying and doing things that weren't part of the plan. I'm like, wait, that wasn't part of the plan. Like, what are you doing? And like he wouldn't answer my text. But then after that, things got back to normal. But it was planned. It wasn't real. You know, it's like WWE kind of thing. Yeah, it was staged. Niggas, I'm not the type of person to have a beef with somebody on the fucking internet. Like if you, yeah, dude, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. Anyone who knows me in real life know I don't give a fuck about some dude on the computer. I don't give a fuck about no dude on the computer. I lived in Russia for 9 years around skinheads who wanted to kill me. You think I give a fuck about some dude on a goddamn computer? Come on, of course it was staged. The fuck? Ain't no dude in the world on a computer I got a problem with. The fuck? Come on. I lived through real shit. Even before I went to Russia. You guys remember, at least some of you know I was going through real shit even before I got to Russia. Real street shit. Now, I'm not street, but it was street shit that I was involved in because I'm innocent as usual. I'm just a civilian. But last thing, worried about some dude on a computer with fast fingers. I mean, I use call him Wu-Tang hairline. Yo, but my hairline's doing the Wu-Tang right now, so shit, that's what I get. My hairline doing the same thing. I got the Kevin Durant. You know what? Let me just leave it alone. I mean, I would use your voice in the video, but it would be animated. I don't care about using my voice as long as you don't make it seem like I'm actually saying it, because it ain't me. Because I know AI is going to go crazy. But that's one thing I like about the business I got now. AI can't really touch it, and it can't really touch it. AI can't touch it. You know, it just doesn't really work. You know, it just doesn't work with AI in my business now. You know, now they got AI girls on YouTube doing trying on clothes and stuff like that. Like AI is shutting down a lot of businesses. People who make money using Photoshop and stuff, AI is shutting down a lot of businesses. But not the one I'm in. No, sir. I ain't worried about no AI. Not for what I'm doing. They want the real with what I'm doing. They want the real. So I ain't really worried about no AI. But yeah, it's really fucking up a lot of people. Those race forums back in the day about you were funny. I remember one of them saying, you have Ukrainian girls, never seen a black guy before. Yeah, that was crazy. Ukraine was actually pretty dangerous. And you know what's crazy? You know what's really crazy? I should probably make a separate video on this. But you guys would... Oh, shit. Hold on. Ugh. You guys will remember... Man, this is real. I think I mentioned it before, but whenever someone mentions Ukraine, I'm always going to mention this. But I don't know if you guys fully remember, but back in the day when I was in Ukraine and I was getting like those real threats from those military guys, those guys, a lot of them now are in the States. The ones who aren't fighting, not a lot of them. Some of them are in the States, but most of them are still there fighting. And they were paid and they were funded by the United States of America. And they have an Instagram and a YouTube page. You could go watch it. And they are neo-Nazis. And they do have their own branch of military in Ukraine. All this could be searched, put in AZOV, Google AZOV. Those are the guys who were after me when I was in Ukraine. Now they're making money, of course defending their country, but they were making money from the United States of America out of my pocket as a taxpayer. Isn't that beautiful? How do you think I feel? Isn't that amazing? And dumb motherfuckers who don't know shit about what's actually going on saying support Ukraine, and they have no idea what's going on. They've never been Ukraine a day in their life. They don't speak a word of the language, and they think they know what's going on because it's in the news. Anyway, it's not about skins in the military. Every country has skins in the military, but not every country has a neo-Nazi branch of military. There's a humongous, gigantic difference. A neo-Nazi branch of military. This isn't made up. You could Google it right now. AZOV. They have a neo-Nazi branch of military that we were paying for about 4 years. Arming them and inviting them to the United States. And I met some of these people, my own fucking eyes. And now they're getting money and learning how to kill. Congratulations, the United States. Unfucking-leavable. What if I do update your smash, pass, or cuff page? I stopped doing that. I stopped doing smash, pass, or cuff. I stopped it because I got tired of advertising chicks I didn't even know. Like, I got tired of doing that. Like, why am I advertising chicks I don't even know? Let me advertise the ones I know. Exactly. It wasn't blindly. He knew. He knew because the Canadian government got in trouble for training them prior to Biden. All this is Googleable information. The Canadian government got in trouble for training them prior to Biden sending money. So he knew. It's not a secret. I'm not talking shit. I was there during their marches. I was fucking there. So all these people, like, and some dumbass on my Facebook, like, he ain't a dumbass. He's a cool dude, but I guess he's used to other people who talk shit about things they don't fucking know. I mentioned the Azov thing. And he goes, oh, where do you get your intel from? I'm like, the fuck are you talking about? I lived there. I met him. What are you talking about? Like, what are you talking about where I get my intel from? I don't get my intel from shit like that from the fucking news. I'm the last person to do that. I was there. What do you mean? I got their messages sent to me in my VK to this day. What do you mean where I get my intel? You can ask Blonde Annie, the popular model who was with me when all this shit was going on in Ukraine. She's scared to talk about it to this day because she doesn't want to look anti-Ukrainian. But channel, I made one about it. And she was like, look, I love you and everything, but I don't want to talk about that. Because if she does, make Ukraine look bad. I was fucking there. It ain't about some skins in the military. It's about a branch of military based on neo-Nazi ideals. And that's a fucking fact. And it's scary that our government doesn't give a fuck and sent them money. That's crazy. It is literally fucking insane. I'm not saying bad things that happen to Ukraine, but when you got a branch of military that's neo-Nazi, you better handle that shit yourself. Unbelievable. Fucking insane. And just like I said when I was there, I have a feeling that if I were killed when I was there, it would have never hit the American news because they didn't want people to know and make Ukraine look bad. They want Russia to look bad. And people think I've been talking about this shit for 10 years. I was there during their march. It was the 2014 to 2015 New Year's march. It was them, and most of them came from the Prave sector, the right sector, the supporters of what's his name? Bandera. Bandera was a Nazi who helped fight against the Russians. A lot of them come from the red and black flag movement. Man, I was there for all that shit, man. So ain't no fucking where I get my intel from. Like, what are you talking about? You know what I'm like? Sometimes people I just want to. What the fuck you talking about? I'm not one of them dudes who, in the background, like I'm front line. If I talk about something, I'm fucking front line. I want to cut off the light on top of my head. Okay, that was a bad idea. Hold on. Let me see. God damn it. Okay, that's better. Well, hold on. Yeah, that's better. So you guys look that up, and when you run into Biden, ask his ass, why the fuck was he sending the money? And why is he inviting some of them to the United States? Why? Ask. That'll be a great fucking question. People talk about, they're talking about, what's his name? The richest guy in the world, Elon Musk, calling him a Nazi, and then they support the Ukrainian movement. Fucking idiots. Fucking dumbasses. That's why I can't stand the fucking news. I can't stand it. I remember you saying there was a guy who raised his arm at you in Ukraine. I mean, that happened in Russia. That happened everywhere. It's not really about those little things. This is much bigger than that. I thought some Ukrainians here in New York City told me that the Nazis of that country and the why left Ukraine. So I mean, yeah, I was there. So absolutely. I mean, if you have your own branch of military, that means there's a lot of you and you have power. Like your own branch of fucking military, dude. Like, you understand what that means? That means it's that fucking normal and accepted. I don't think we're going to get alive with you. Won't choose anytime soon. Maybe cash out. Hell no, I ain't cashing out on my crypto. And I ain't doing no lives outside. I don't want anybody to know where I am, but I am not cashing out no crypto. That's one thing that I've taken way more seriously lately, and it's paid off big time. The only problem really with having crypto is getting cash from it, but I recently learned to. Because I don't cash out, but I mean, I've built a lot, and I mean a lot. Maybe the last time I talked to you guys about crypto, I'll say at least 10 times more. At least 10 times more than when I had the last time we spoke. And now my whole family's like, yo, how did we get on this? Like, I've been talking about this shit for how many years? When did I start? I've been talking about it for maybe, let's say 8 years. But I've been taking it serious for like 4. And now my whole family's like, because I share on my private Facebook, now my whole family's like, yo, how we get on that shit? How we get on it? And I'm like, well, you're too late. I mean, it's never too late if you're going long term, but if you're trying to like get it when it's just shooting up, you're probably just too late and you're just going to lose money at the end of the day. Crypto been going down these past months. That's what I wait for. And that's when I put in more and let everyone forget about it. That's what I do. No job gang, baby. We know what to do. It was peak in Jan. I've been doing it so much and I'm so good at it now that I don't like when it's going up. I don't like when it's going up really fast. And I'll tell you why. Because, and I don't even look at it when it's going up. I just ignore it. Because what it's going to make me do is going to make me want to take the money out. Which, if I got a long-term plan, there's no reason to take money out. Number 2, everyone's going to be talking about it. Everyone's going to be doing it. And you got to understand, with investing, crypto, anything like that, not everyone's going to make money. Most people are going to lose money. So when everyone's throwing their money in there, don't do it. Let them do what everyone else is going to do. Throw their money in there when it's going up. Then it crashes, and then they take their money out. And that's how they lose money. Don't do what they do. Do the opposite. It's going up. Leave it alone. Leave it alone. It's down. It's crashing. Throw the money inside. You just got to have patience, and you just got to have patience. That's it. And that's what I've been doing the past 4 years heavy, and it's paid the fuck off. It's paid off. It's paid the fuck off. So, I mean, business is good, but crypto is better. I can't lie. Business is good. Crypto is better. Crypto is definitely better than the business. So, but in protecting your crypto is important too. So, yeah, because, you know, some people, some countries, they get kidnapped for their crypto and shit. You got to have it in a way where you can't. There's a lot of programs out there in which you could protect your crypto. For example, I would say first of all, anything with no password is good. You know, got to have fingerprint. You can only take out a certain amount of money in a certain amount of time. And if you want to be able to take out more than that, you got to wait a certain amount of time. So let's say, for example, I want to take all my crypto out. I can set up a 60-day wait until I'm able to do that. in the app. So if one day I say I want to take all my money out, it's going to start counting 60 days. So let's say I get kidnapped and someone's like, give us all your crypto. I'm like, I can't. You're going to have to keep me for 60 days. Then they're going to have to read my fingerprint, face scan, and all that stuff. Then you can get the money. You're going to have to keep me for 2 months. That's the only way you're going to get it. It's not going to work. No one's going to do that. Keep you alive for 2 months. Everyone's going to be looking for you. It's not even worth it at the end. You got to have that kind of safety precautions with your crypto to protect it. So that's what I do. Audio is jacked. Audio is fine. You guys confusing the fuck out of me. I usually take money out at peak, then slowly put money back in. Well, at peak, I let it rest. Because I'm long-term, though. I'm long-term. At the bottom, crypto is PvP, player versus player. It's high noon. Yeah, I still play that game. Yeah, that's you got to protect it. You know, I saw a video yesterday of this man who deleted his password for $8.2 million worth of crypto. I've never heard a man scream like that in my life. He just sounds so, he was screaming, please God help me. Yeah, that was wild, man. 8.2, you can find it on YouTube. Man loses 8.2 million Bitcoin deleting password. You'll see it. It's like an older guy, like 50 with glasses, and he's just like, please God help me. And he's just screaming like either he's the best actor ever or he fucked up. Damn. That definitely sucks. That shit almost made me cry. I'm not even joking. When I saw that, I ain't got no 8.2 million, but I have multiple Bitcoin, but I ain't got no 8.2 million. I can only imagine me losing them. I would fucking flip. But I have it in a way, I protect it in a way where I'm in control of everything, and only a certain amount of money can be taken out in a certain amount of time. And if I do decide to one day, like I told you, take it all out, it's going to take me months in order for it to happen. And it's safety precautions. So got to have real money on the side because I won't be able to just dump it all out. Doesn't work that way. And I think more people need to learn to do that with their crypto so they stop getting robbed. Yeah, it's just important. Let's see. Anything else, guys? I guess I'm gonna get out of here soon. What time is it? 9:18. Way to go, Phil. Your first clue. Their first clue. Their first fucking clue. I don't really care if people know where I am. I'm just not going to say it. People will probably find out at one point in time. But if they do, I'm not going to tell them they're right. But if they do, they do what they do. I heard about a guy losing his USB. Yeah. I was reading about that. It was in the newspaper every day. That was so interesting. Like he wanted to buy the landfill or some shit like that. But like the odds of finding it, like a little USB, you know the odds of finding that shit. You know how many? He doesn't have the money to properly pay for. He doesn't have the money to pay for that stuff if it's not found. He doesn't have the money. So the amount of money it's going to cost to even have enough people to search through every inch, because you got to search through every inch of garbage. Like every inch of garbage. And it's been there for how long? That's going to cost what? Maybe $1 billion? It's going to be extremely expensive to do that. And if they don't find it, who's paying for it? Yo, that's crazy. He asked out. Well, you doing Russia, Ukraine situation? I'm glad you're good and still getting money. Yeah, I'm always working, hustling, legally. Well, now legally. Maybe at some points after Russia wasn't perfectly legal, but it is now. So I ain't worried about it. Definitely legal now. Yeah, you guys got to go travel more. I tell you, traveling is the shit. My hairline's messed up. I'm gonna cut my hair tomorrow. But yeah, traveling definitely shit. How's the Britney Spears looking shit? That's another name I can't say. And yeah, the USB is probably damaged. She has to marry me in her own way. And she kind of asked to marry me. And then after that, we actually met up again. And I was trying to hit it. And it didn't work. I just got smurfed. Giggity. But I didn't get to hit it. And we never spoke again. So yeah, that's what happened with her. She's. I mean, I give details on my Patreon about these stories. I'm gonna give real intimate details and secrets about it that people don't know that I wouldn't just say on YouTube. But you know, the Patreon's there, patreon.com/Philko. Yeah, so I could start giving those supporter details, you know, because I like subscribers. You guys are cool and all, but I fuck with supporters heavy. And trust me, if you become a supporter of me now, you'll never look at me the same because of how things have changed since Russia. And it's nothing bad. It's nothing bad at all. Just kind of something I always wanted to do, but just never did it because of reasons. But then I just said, fuck it. So yeah. Yeah, Britney Spears, she was cool. She was cool. I actually cheated on, not cheated because I couldn't cheat, but I actually left a city I was in with my main girl to go somewhere with Britney Spears. I'm gonna tell that story. That was an interesting story. That was it. Yo, my life in Russia was fucking insane. I don't know if I even told. I don't know if I had this channel, but I can give a quick version of it. But when the war started, I hauled ass out of there. I mean, I really got out of there. Like, I don't know if I still had this channel. No, I couldn't have. This channel couldn't have been there because that was only like 3 years ago. So yeah, only if we have girls on the side. No, I think you look. I see what you're saying, but you don't know the girl. That's the. I think that's. I don't know how many of you are black, and I don't mean to make this a race thing, but I grew up around black people mostly, and I noticed a lot of black people, way more than other people that I meet, we have dysfunctional family structures. And I think part of the reason is that is black dudes, we think way too much with our dicks when it comes to getting mad or not even getting married, but having children. Like we so rarely think logically with that shit. Like we actually look at ass and titties and think, oh, the bigger the ass and titties, the more likely I want to get her pregnant. It's like, are you stupid? Like seriously, I'm not talking about anybody specifically. I gotta make a video about that. Cause there's a basketball player. He went to the same high school as me, same time, named Sebastian Telfair, who did a Vlad TV interview, and he finally said it exactly how I was saying it for years. He said it. Like he just fucking said it. And it also works for normal black dudes too. It's just a lot of us just don't fucking think. It's like ass titties. That's not gonna raise your fucking child. Like even look at 50 Cent. Look at 50 Cent. He has a child he doesn't even want to speak to. And he failed as a father. And I love 50 Cent, but I gotta say he failed as a father because he had a baby with the wrong woman. He didn't look at the character of the woman that he was having a child with. He has a child that he literally doesn't speak to. That's fucking wild. That's wild. People be thinking way too much about ass and titties having a child with a girl. It's like, are you stupid? And the worst part about it, that I think a lot of these guys don't understand is that she's gonna get old, bro. She's gonna get old, bro. She's gonna lose the looks over time, dumbass. You know what I mean? That's why character is the number one quality. It should be the number one qualifier when going for a wife. It's motherfucking character. Because if you got a wife with the type of character you need, you won't have to worry about cheating on her because she'll even let you fuck girls other time at whatever your rules may be in your relationship. Then you don't have to worry about that. But dudes don't think with their heads. They think with their dicks, and that's how they end up in these fucked up situations paying child support. You'll never see me in a situation like that, ever. You go to Brazil, you can check out the trans chicks, they bad. I'm gonna leave that alone. And I would say this, no homo. This I gotta pause this from every direction. You know, I gotta pause this hardcore. But I'm pretty sure trans in Thailand are better. Much more realistic. Much more realistic. So pause. But I gotta say trans in Thailand, much better than trans Brazil. So let's get that out the way. But so expensive. Yeah, don't worry about it. If you can't afford it, don't worry about it. I'm not starving for money or nothing. But I'm not giving out my intel just for some subscribers. Like The things are comfortable right now. The more people know about you, the more uncomfortable life becomes. And I'm loving my new lifestyle, so I'm keeping it that way. So I just give it to the the subs. They find out and whatever. And I actually think that back in the day when I didn't have this channel. Man, this channel's been going for 7 years. I keep forgetting it's been gone for 7 years. About 7.5 years. Yeah, damn. Wow. Shit, that's crazy, guys. YouTube is bugging. I downloaded all the videos this time, so they could delete it now. I got them all, and I'm seeing videos on here on this channel that I ain't seen so long, making me emotional and shit. Seeing people I didn't see in a while. Yeah, that was wild, man. Cause the thing in Russia was, I lived there, and I've been to about 35 cities, and some cities up to 10 times. So I've been everywhere over there. Like, I've been everywhere in Russia. There's only two major cities I've never been to. Nizhny Novgorod and another one, I forgot. But there are only two out of all those cities they have. Only two of them I've never been to, and like major cities. And all the other ones I've been to more than once, and I just have so many memories there. Gatekeeping a giggity. You goddamn right. Fuck that. Tajik girl that said you ran into her while live streaming. Those bitch you ran into some African guys while streaming with her. Tajik girl you ran into while live streaming. Tajik girl I ran into while live streaming. Oh, wait a minute. Oh my God, dude. Yeah, I remember. Two African guys and a really pretty Tajik girl. I don't know. She was a blogger and made up some bullshit story about me after coming over my house one time. Oh, fuck that chick. Some dumbass, bullshit ass story she made up. It's just completely made up story. I forgot what the story was, but yeah, I remember that. Unbelievable. And I never saw her again. But I'm gonna tell you guys like this: I wasn't alone in Russia. One thing I noticed about being in Russia was I wasn't alone. Like, I wasn't. The amount of connections I had when I was in Russia was stupid. Whether it goes to street connections, lawyers, whatever. Like, my connections were deep in Russia. From all the business and stuff I did there when I first got there, my connections were fucking crazy deep. I only realized that once I left the country. I'll tell you guys one thing. I'll give you a little. I don't want to talk about much about what happened after Russia, but I'll tell you this. I did try. I did go to some places after Russia, and let's just say it hit me hard because I didn't know how to readjust. I remember one country I went to, and I had a goal to do something. And when I got there, I tried to do it. I failed miserably. 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 And then I realized, like, yo, I'm not in Russia anymore, man. Like, no one knows me. I got no connections. Like, it was bad. But I'll save that for the supporters. Do you still speak to your old friend like Taha? Nah, I don't fuck with Taha. Andre, yeah, we still talk sometimes. He's in one of our chat groups on Telegram. Yeah. That war really chased me out of Russia, man. I was gone. I was gone immediately. I was like, fuck that. My credit card's not working. I'm out of here. And the places I've been since, and the people I've met since. Come on. Can anyone tell me who a goddess is? Like, it's just weird how there's nobody here who knows. Does anyone here in this live know who a goddess is? Can you write the whole thing of a goddess? Because it just boggles my mind that nobody knows. It just really, or I don't know, maybe some of you know, you're just not saying anything. Thank you. But can anyone just write like a goddess's name? Damn, yeah, nobody knows. That's wild. That's wild. Anyway, not important. But no one can write the whole A goddess. So, anyway, yeah, man. Favorite country you left Russia? Well, Dubai's a city, but yeah, Dubai's awesome. I went there after Russia. Yeah, I mean, I can get into my Dubai detail because nothing special happened. Yeah, I was in Dubai. I think that was the first place I went after Russia. I was staying in some dingy ass hotel. I was broke when I left Russia because I left a lot of money for my wife, like hidden throughout the apartment, like a lot of money. I had a secret room in my older. I had a penthouse, had a secret room. I left her stash of cash in there, a whole bunch of Russian cash. Also left cash inside the punching bag. I was just like, look, the apartment's mine for another month. I let her. I just like, look, take the money, blah blah blah, and she didn't even spend anything. She had all that money with her for 4 months. She didn't spend shit. She waited, saved the money, used it to fly to me after she graduated from college. And um, some dumbass in the comments talking about, yeah, he married his wife after she graduated high school. Oh my god. And dumb motherfuckers on the internet listening like, oh, they pedophile. People fucking stupid. Yeah, me get married not important. But anyway, yes, I left her. I don't know how much money, maybe like 5 G's, something like that. But that's a lot in Russian money at that time. That was a lot because the Russian ruble was doing bad. So I left her like $5,000, and I didn't have money like that back then. Like I didn't. So I probably had like 3,000 to my name. Beyond that, and that was it. So I was like, yo, my business is over. All my models are gone now because I left the country. What am I going to do? I did it. What am I going to do? Hey, goddess. That's what happens. All right. Sorry. Anyway, yeah, but Dubai was cool. Clap, clap. Yeah, I mean, I'm not trying to get an applause for myself. I'm just saying that's actually what fucking happened. That, oh my god, dude, she was always big. She didn't like recently blow up. She was always big. Well, not always big. I mean, I knew her and I was with her way before she was popular. That's a fact. When she was coming over my apartment, she had like 2,000 followers, if that. I still got those videos, but I don't mess with her no more because she's messing with powerful people. I just leave her alone. I'm like, all right, you stay over there. I want nothing to do with that. She contacted me after I left Russia to do business. We did a little bit of business, but she's so whatever. I'm just leaving it alone. And we just stopped talking. I'm just leave it that way. Also was working with Renka Boom a little more for a few years. Then we got into something and then we just split. We just went our own way. Because when I work with my models, I take 50%. Period. I don't do no 15, no 20. I do 50%. But because I'm doing 50%, I'm like, hey, you're allowed to make money any other way you want. I don't own you. So a lot of times when agents take 15%, they take 15% of everything they do. I'm not taking 15% of everything, of 50% of that. I'm taking 50% of whatever pages we work together on. But if you decide to go open your own pages as well, you can do that. Like you can use the same name if you want. Like I don't mind. Like go ahead, get your money. But I'm not controlling any page if I'm not getting at least 50% of the money comes into that page, or else I'm just not controlling it. I'm just not going to fuck with it. So because that money's coming in my name, so you goddamn right I'm taking at least 50%. If you flip the genders, no one would take issue with the age gap. That's why you've heard all about DiCaprio's young girlfriends, but nothing about Madonna's. Yeah, people need to mind their business. 18 plus, they're adults, mind your business, let people live, get a life. That's how I see it. 18 plus, they're adults, mind your business, go away. 17 and under, make all your comments. I don't care. 18 plus, mind your business. That's how I feel. And I think that's how I'm always going to feel. Because if she's old enough to get fucked on camera in front of the world, she's old enough to get fucked by me in private. Mind your business. Period. I don't care if he's 80 and 18, mind your business. I know that sounds kind of harsh, 80 and 18, but that's how I feel. Mind your fucking business. And it's funny because a lot of times people look at those situations like, oh, what a terrible man taking advantage of this young girl. Um, one thing about Turkey, one thing I like about Turkey is that the families really take care of each other, and they have a really good mentality when it comes to family. 'Cause they look at it kind of like this: if your 18-year-old daughter is dating some 80-year-old because he got money, that's a fucked up family. Because the father should have her in a position where she shouldn't want or even need to do that. And that's exactly how I feel. So the first thing I'm like, what is the father doing? Like, what is he doing? Like, how does she end up in this situation at 18 years old where she needs to be with an 80-year-old guy just to have some money? Like, what the fuck is he doing? He didn't take care of his daughter? Like in Turkey, they take care of their families. Like the men really take care of their daughters for a long time. And I really respect that. And I appreciated that when I was down there. I learned a lot about family. They have real strong family values when I was in Turkey. And I mean, I went to Turkey before I even left Russia. I went to Turkey and I was still living in Russia. I recorded an audio of a fight. I didn't get the video because I was leaving a voice message. And this girl beat up a girl on my taxi. Like she threw her on the hood and started beating her up. And I'm like, oh, oh, oh. That shit was fun. And then, yeah, shutting up my face. I'll just say this. This is what you guys don't know, and this is what changed everything. I'll just say this before I get out of here. And I'm going to say it in a way that doesn't give it away so you can't Google it or some shit. But when I was in Turkey I was having a bad time. Actually, two things happened when I was in Turkey. But I'm only going to talk about one. I was having a bad time in Turkey. I was having a bad time. I was like losing money, trying to get into a new business. Just wasn't working out. Like it was pretty bad. But this one night, it's actually 2 nights, but let's just say this one night. This one night I took a big gamble. I took a big gamble, a serious gamble, a dangerous gamble, and it paid off and it's still paying to this day. I took a big gamble, legal. Well, wait, yeah, it's legal. Everything was legal, but it was a big gamble because I was messing with some people, let's say, and I didn't do what I was supposed to do for these people. And I got something done that I thought I wouldn't be able to, but I did it. And it just exploded into something that got me to where I am today. From that one day, from that one night, I just got my balls up and I was like, fuck it. And that's what started everything. And then something happened after that too. Something happened after that too that was almost as good. Almost as good. Almost. But yeah, I don't really like Turkey, but yeah, if you guys subscribe to the Patreon, I'll fill you in. I'll definitely fill you in. Yeah, I'll fill you in. Pause. Yeah, one thing about my life, man, if I were to die tonight, if I was sitting in my bed, I'm having a heart attack, my brain's going, I'm not going to be sad that I'm dying. I'm going to be sad that I'm leaving my wife and stuff, yeah, but I'm not going to be sad that I'm dying because I feel very fulfilled with what I've done in life as of now. Very fulfilled. And hopefully the day I die, this video gets circulated like, oh, he died, but he was satisfied. Definitely satisfied with life. Definitely. Been through a lot of shit, seen a lot of stuff, and I think I don't want to say I've had enough, but I've reached that point where I don't need to experience more. I'm satisfied. There could be more out there, but dude, I'm good. You feel me? So I'm just enjoying my life, do what I do now, keep doing what I'm doing, making money, whatever. But it was a good life. I'm definitely satisfied, and like if I gotta go out for something I love or something like that, I'm doing that easy. You know, because I already passed that point of, no, I didn't do this yet. Nah, I'm past that. You know, I'm good. You still into those SSBBW girl like Love Randlin? Hell no. Absolutely not. I'm not. I don't even think I've worked with any SSBBWs. No. A BBW I can swallow, but SSBW I just don't want. I got you left. Thought the Russians got you, my guy. No, the Ukrainians almost did, but the Russians didn't. So yeah, that's really it, guys. Man, it's been an adventure. It's been an adventure, and that shit got me banned from a country, and it's not Turkey. It got me. I really think it got me banned from a country. Like real deal, real deal. It was crazy. It was. I knew it would be big, but I didn't think it would be that big. Pause. What I did. Like I didn't think it would be that big of a deal. 15 minutes, man. You know how when you watch like a documentary on somebody or something, and it's like, and they say something like, "Little did he know that this one dinner would change his life forever." That night in Turkey was my little did I know. Like, and what's crazy is I went where I went at random. It was completely at random. Like completely, no blogs told me about it. It was just random. I put my finger on the map and I said, I'm going right there tonight. Changed everything. But anyway, that's it, people. I'm out. Later.